It is time. SBR Madness. He's Maxwell Smart. I am Drew Martin. March is here. The show is here. Max, welcome in. How you feeling today, buddy?
Oh, I'm excited as hell and I'm ready to serve up some cock soup and support local strippers.
Local strippers north of the border in Canada. Local strippers in South Florida down here, wherever throughout the country, throughout the world, Max. What's on your mind as far as how you're going to support the strippers? Which are you concentrating more on the small conferences, big games tonight? What are you thinking?
Oh, well, I'm always looking to play a lot of games. I'm a volume player, but today in particular, we got a great conference tournament starting. The first one of my favorite conferences, and a conference that has two teams that one deserves an at-large bid, and if two of them or one of them get into this tournament, better watch out because they have 11, 12 seed written all over them, and that could be upset city. So we're talking about the Atlantic Sun, we're talking about Lipscomb, we're talking about Liberty, and of course, we're talking about Florida Gulf Coast University. I'm gonna have picks on the sides. I'm gonna have picks on the totals I've already put out. We're gonna talk about the games. We're gonna break down the conference. We're gonna talk about where we're gonna make money and support local strippers on this particular tournament today.
I love it, Max. Max is more of the volume guy, so if you're just looking for bets, he's the guy you want to listen to. And want to give some love to the chat box, Max. We got Ricardo Gutierrez, super excited. Welcome in, Ricardo. Matt Randall, Nut Flush Allen, great name, man. The weirder the name, the more we love it here. Joseph Mandala, welcome in. Nutfish Allen again, man, lighting it up. Guys, Terrell Johnson, Paul, Rosie, welcome in. Guys, let us know what you're wanting to hear, what you're looking to bet. We'll keep hitting the chat box a bunch through the show. Max, you just mentioned the A-Sun in two teams. You think that I forget what you exactly said, maybe could qualify, but Lipscomb seems to be the heavy favorite, favorite to win the tournament either. I believe you're having to lay over -$2 for it. Also, Liberty, a good team. I believe they beat Lipscomb in Lipscomb's house. Do you think any other team has a shot to win the A-Sun?
Yeah, I think that New Jersey Institute of Technology, if they can get past Florida Gulf Coast tonight, they're the team that, on paper, you think that has the standout pieces. You got a freshman point guard in Zach Cooks, who really raises his game when he has the biggest games on the biggest stages. We've seen how he played against Lipscomb in that game where they almost beat them on their home floor. This is a player that you're going to be hearing about and seeing develop more and more over the years as he's only a freshman. And also, they probably have one of the most NBA-ready front court players in Abdul Lewis. So when you can attack a defense from all different angles and all different levels, I think that you have a lot of potential in this type of tournament where there is a lot of juice if you're backing the favorites. But I think that Florida Gulf Coast, New Jersey Institute of Technology, they all have a shot.
And that's an interesting matchup. It's the 4-5 here. I'm seeing Florida Gulf Coast, New Jersey Institute of Technology. And the odds here, again, gets represented by Heritage. Make sure to check out Heritage Sportsbook. We got Gulf Coast at 40-1, NJIT at 30-1. But I believe NJIT is the 5 seed, so they're playing on the west coast of Florida tonight. Is that right, Max?
Yeah, that is correct. But
So
this
that's
New
an
Jersey
interesting
Institute
piece
Technology team has actually played better on the road. So even laying the points tonight with them, that's something that I'm definitely going to be looking to get on. I'll definitely break that down a little more.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We'll break down the whole A-Sun tournament tonight, also the big college basketball games, and kind of go from there as far as what the chat box is wanting to hear. We got Jorge, don't play, let's go, Rosie, Sunny Camper. What's up, boys? Bobby Brown isn't we got pizza in the house. Joe Ramirez, welcome in, guys. A bunch of people chiming in. Loves it. Freddie Fortune, I love it. AO Friends, Tomar, always a big voice on here, like Tomar as well. JC Alvarez, hey guys, rushed my management to make it here. Thank you, JC, for that. Max, what about as far as the A-Sun tournament? It's pretty much a Florida league with North Alabama, who I think is new to the league, and then NJIT. So having to come from New Jersey, play a bunch of Florida teams, a bunch of Southern teams anyway. Do you think there's an advantage to either betting on them or fading them? I mean, you already said that they're really good on the road, but just Blimp's view of betting this conference in normal sports betting, that doesn't really make sense because a northern team coming to the south having to do more traveling than all the other teams. How do you think that's working?
Well, I just feel that a lot of these teams are coming from cold places going down to Florida. I think that they're extra motivated to make the trip worthwhile. You're getting out of your cold environment, you're getting down to the sunny heat, and then you get a game where you are being disrespected on the line. I don't think that this game should be where it is point wise. And I think that all players nowadays, especially with legal betting in a lot of states in America, they're seeing these numbers. And I think that the way that these two teams have played specifically already this year and how NGIT already played on Florida Gulf Coast's home floor doesn't really sway me away from looking at them because this is a team that obviously gets up for it and matches up well versus Florida Gulf Coast.
Okay, so that makes sense as far as a matchup standpoint. Also, Jay Lopez saying North Alabama +9. That's the way he's looking. Sportsman of the Year, congratulations, fella. I know Max is excited. I'm excited. Thank you to SBR for this opportunity. Throughout March, we're going to be breaking down the games 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific. That day's games. Also, a little bit of talk as far as overall tournament betting in these small conferences, also big conferences when they come around. But yeah, we got the ASUN Big South starting tomorrow, Max. Also the Horizon and Patriot, I believe, starting tomorrow as well. This week, West Coast Conference, the MAAC, the MAAC, and the America East. Which one is your favorite conference to bet?
Oh, my favorite conference is the Patriot League. I love the Patriot League. Watch all their games online. It's solid. It's a solid league if you like to bet overs, and you got a lot of teams that if they're playing to their strengths can pull an upset. So always exciting. Some of my favorite teams in that conference are American, Bucknell. There's a whole bunch of teams in there that have a good shot. So we'll definitely be covering those in depth. And I think that the Horizon League tournament's also going to be very entertaining. These tournaments where teams have home court advantage obviously have a little bit less to cap on because you can rely on their home court numbers a little more. But when we get to some of these other conference tournaments, it's gonna be exciting because the picks that a lot of people are gonna think sometimes just don't work out, and we're gonna find the right spots to get on. We're gonna cash some money lines. We're gonna cash some plus spreads. We're just not gonna get caught. That's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna make you money. You're gonna support local strippers with the winnings, and then we're gonna do it all over again.
Supporting the local strippers. Why don't we talk a little ASUN here? Get to some picks. We got the number 1 seed Lipscomb, Max, going up against Kennesaw State. Opened according to SBR odds right now, we got 30 down to 25, even 24.5 starting to show up. I did see a 28 earlier at Bet Online. I never saw the 30s, but obviously a sportsbook came out with it, so somebody jumped on that. Maybe it bet at 30, it bet at 29, and that's about it. But I doubt many people jumped on the 30. 148.5, 147.5 as the total. I'll tell you this, Max. I was looking at getting on Lipscomb. It's always tough to put a number on these type of games where it's a 1 seed playing at home, hosting the team that barely made the tournament in a low conference here. We're obviously talking 300 teams, at least 250 plus. So these aren't very good teams catching a bunch of points. And obviously the market thought it was too many points. My thought going into this, Max, is to wait as long as possible and jump on Lipscomb maybe about an hour before tip, before some of that buyback comes. This is an 8 p.m. Eastern tip. Kennesaw State, Lipscomb. That's the side I'm looking to bet. Haven't bet it yet. What are you thinking here, Kennesaw State, Lipscomb?
Yeah, I'm thinking that there's definitely going to be a lot less offense than we're accustomed to from Kennesaw State after watching that Stetson game where they were able to sneak into this tournament. Because you have to remember there are 9 teams in this conference and only 8 of them qualify for the tournament. So the last game, Stetson versus Kennesaw State, that was to get in. Kennesaw State got in behind Tyler Hooker and behind Tyler Hooker's 36-point performance. I don't think that he's going to be able to repeat that tonight against Lipscomb. I look for Lipscomb to break out of this funk that they've been in the last five. They have been covering numbers. Their three-point percentage is down 3%. They are still guarding the three-point line, and they are still being +3 in turnovers. But I think that they just need some of that home cooking that we're accustomed to seeing from Lipscomb. And I think that tonight we're going to start to see it. The way that I'm looking to play this game is I'm looking to play Lipscomb the first half. I already have Lipscomb full game under. I'm playing the first half because I need to see this team come out. I need to see Garrison Matthews go above his 21.3 points per game in conference average. I need to see guys like Eli Pepper, and I need to see guys like Rob Marbury go off. Rob Marbury is a guy that you can expect a 20-point game from on the regular. So if this team is going to shoot 49% from the field at home, 40% from three, 78% from the line, dish out close to 18 assists and 4-6 steals, that's the type of offense that I want to back. That's the type of offense that I think can cover this big number, because we have seen in certain games, like in a Vermont game most recently, where the number opened at 29 points, went down to 23.5. Vermont ended up covering over the 29. So this is a similar situation to me where the line is moving in the direction and I'm going to go against it. So I'm already on the Lipscomb full game under, and I'm going to get on Lipscomb first half now. I can't hear you. I think that we're having a problem with the sound. Just going back to this Lipscomb game, there's a whole bunch of stats that I wanted to just enlighten you guys about the first half, because this is a Lipscomb team that's winning their first halves by 15 points in conference. And as long as they're dominant on the glass, I think that they can close out and rotate defensively on Kennesaw's shooters. And as long as you box out on Tyler Loxley, who is their leading rebounder at 7.1 rebounds a game, this is a team that doesn't shoot the three. They only average 63 points per game. And when they do shoot the three, they're only shooting 4 for 14. So this is a team that you can pile on points on. And I think that Lipscomb's going to be able to do that tonight.
Hey, Max, you got me now?
Now I do. Thank you, Drew.
All right. No, I actually pressed the mute because I was grabbing my drink. Didn't want to mess up you and your analysis. But I got a question for you. Matt Randall is onto it as too. He says, did you just say Hooker? The guy's last name is Hooker. Does that make you want to bet him more or less? I mean, I'm not saying hookers are strippers, but a little bit of correlation there.
Well, if I don't like to call hookers, I like to call them ladies of the night. And I love ladies of the night. But no, I know this Tyler Hooker. I've seen him play. I just think that he's not going to be able to have a repeat dominant performance, and you need that from him in order to stay in this game whatsoever. Obviously, I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I think that Tyler Hooker is going to have more of close to his season average, 20, 23 points. I don't think that he's going to go off for 36. And I think Lipscomb definitely has to pick it up. And the way that the ATS trends have gone, they were hot in the beginning of the year. They've been cold recently. Maybe it's time for a turnaround. I think so tonight. So I'm going to be jumping on Lipscomb first half, and obviously I'm already on full game under.
All right, man. Yeah, I'm liking him full game. I'm going to jump on it here maybe before the end of the show, but I'm thinking the market might even push it a little bit lower, so it might be a good thing to wait a little bit on this Lipscomb side. Tyler Hooker and company, I just like it, and it sounds like you like it as well, so I say we get there, Max. We also got the number 2 seed, Liberty, hosting Jacksonville, 137 the total. Liberty minus 13.5. This is a lot more manageable number. Liberty obviously beat Lipscomb in Lipscomb, biggest win of the season, I believe, for Liberty. And Jacksonville, they make the tournament. They're not the worst team in the A-Sun. However, it's a team I haven't bet all season, Max, so I'm going to rely on you a bunch on this one. Liberty is the second seed, the team that is closest priced to win the tournament compared to Lipscomb. So how would you look to bet Jacksonville Liberty here?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this Liberty team. I have been talking about them since probably, um, I don't even know. I've been talking about them all year. I love this team. I love the state of Virginia when it comes to college basketball because a lot of these Virginia schools, they implore the pack line defense, and Coach Richie McKay of Liberty, he implores that defense. That defense is a very hard defense to play at. We've seen Virginia have success with it, and we've seen Liberty have success with it. Liberty is actually ranked seventh nationally in opponents' points per game, and that's due, in fact, to the quality of defense that is being played in Liberty right now. So obviously, you have to know that Liberty is a team that came over from the Big South, and it was looked at as going down in competition when they changed conferences. And there were high expectations for them to do well, but no one expected them to do as well as they have this year. They are full of upperclassmen, specifically Scotty James, who does shoot 72% from the field and is averaging close to 13 and 13 a game the last 5 or 6 games. So he's a player that's really finding his best game at the best time. This is a very balanced scoring Liberty team. They have 4 or 5 guys that are going to go into double digits, and they play 8 guys at least 15 minutes a game. They play great defense. They rebound the ball. They know how to push it. They're leading the ASUN in 3-point percentage. It's really hard for me not to get on them at home. I believe that they're having a senior night tonight, and there are 3 seniors that are graduating and do play vital roles. So I think that this Liberty team is definitely a spot that I'm already on the under in because, well, they play pack line defense. I've seen what they do, and I've seen how reliant Jacksonville is on JD Notte to get their offense going, and he's coming off a big game also, so I look for him to have a let off of that. I'm going to be backing Liberty on the first half also. I do think that they cover full game. I just want to limit my bet amounts and the volume on each particular game until I see and cash something in the first half.
Max, we got the Sportsman of the Year saying Max loved to make it rain. Nolly loving it as well. Are you a guy that goes to the strip club a bunch?
Yeah, I go to the strip club a lot more after college basketball season, but I try to get there at least on Thursdays and Sundays every week because I love strip clubs. I love watching sports in strip clubs. There's nothing like watching a game, turning around, and seeing a dancer or seeing a topless server. It's really, really nice. And you can say whatever you want to them as long as you tip them afterwards. You just don't touch them. Because if you touch them inappropriately, that's how you get tossed down some stairs. I don't want to be that guy. I've seen guys get tossed downstairs. Not my cup of tea. But I always make it rain in the strip club because I know that these women, they're working hard for their money. I'm going to treat them right, and I'm going to fricking rain my colored money all over their naked bodies.
I love it, man. And you bring up the fact of watching sports in the strip club. I'm with you, man. I think it's really cool to just watch the game that you're betting on, or just any big game, and then also just turn, have a drink, talk to your buddy, and there's a naked woman there. It's a pretty cool feeling. It's something my ex was really cool about it. She'd be like, "Oh, you're going to the strip club with your friends. Like, that's cool." And it's almost like she knew that nothing was going to happen. It was just kind of more of a scenery thing. And not to give too much love to her, but that's just one thing that I really appreciated. Girls that you've dated in the past, are they usually cool with you going to the strip club?
Well, I haven't been dating girls for a while because I prefer to go to strip clubs and ladies of the night. I live a selfish bachelor lifestyle, you know. I'm all about me. So that's how I live. I live just all about me. I do what I want. I say what I want. I live how I want. And the way that I live right now is I bet college basketball. I do these shows with great people like yourself and Jimmy the Bag. I bet it, I win it, I cash it, and I take my money to the local strip club and I support local strippers. I do what I say. I buy chicken tenders for those bitches. They don't like it. They think it's offensive, but I still buy it for them.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, Max. I mean, it's not too selfish if you're up front about it. And yeah, I don't see anything wrong. I doubt anybody in the chat box will. Ski Prophet saying chicken tenders and honey. Ski, welcome in, buddy. Chicken tenders and honey. What's up with that? It's just something that strippers like, so you'll buy it and give them a couple chicken tenders. How does that work?
Well, the fact is, I work at strip clubs, so I know and see what they're eating when they're in their back rooms, in their change rooms. So I know a lot of girls that I work with that eat Popeyes. That's how I got the idea in the first place. Because I'm just like, well, if these girls like Popeyes, maybe other strippers like Popeyes. And I am a frequenter about 5 or 6 strip clubs. So I like to diversify it. I like to see new girls all the time. And I always like to see my regulars because those are the types that I can sit, have a drink with, buy them a top shelf Hennessy, and then freaking watch a game, cash a ticket. I don't get pressured to get lap dances because when you go to the strip club, always have that cash in your pocket. You don't want to be doing the walk of shame to the ATM machine. You freaking enjoyed your lap dance a little too much, and then now it's cost you an extra $100, $200. But remember, strip clubs, they raise the price of the service fee up to $50. That's why it's called the walk of shame to the ATM machine. Maxwell Smart never does that. Never.
Yes, Max, that is one thing I can second. Never go to the ATM in a strip club. Always go before, pay the $3-4 at a Chevron or a Shell station, Publix. Never do it there, man. I know there's strip clubs in South Florida. Dude, it's like $20-25 to get money out, man. And that hurts because that doesn't go to anybody. That doesn't help you have fun tonight. It's just a waste of money, bro.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm all about just getting some bottle service, freaking paying that on credit or debit, and then saving my money for freaking dancers. It's all about the dancers on stage. The lap dances, that's for the degenerates. I'm a degenerate, but if they ain't freaking finishing the job, I don't want to freaking have you know what and you know what.
All right, buddy. We'll get back to the picks. Obviously, strippers and chicken tenders and honey is going to be part of the show throughout the month. So I don't know, Max. Which game are we? I got down the strip club. We got North Florida, North Alabama. The Battle of the North now. North Alabama. I think they're new to Division I this year, aren't they, Max?
Yeah, this North Alabama team's actually made the transition from D3 all the way up to D1, and they got 2 talented freshmen in Jamari Blackman and Christian Agnew, along with Kendall Stafford. So they got some players that can play, and this is a third game, and with these teams being a little more evenly matched, seeing a 9 at North Florida, knowing that Noah Horschler has actually been suspended. That's their best defensive player, their top rebounder, their leading scorer in most games this season. He's been out for the last 2. Carter Henriksen has stepped up in his last game. He had a career-high 18 points on 8 for 13 shooting, but I don't think that this North Alabama team is going to lose 3 times in a season to this North Florida team missing missing their best player. I was going to say something, and then I had a 420 moment. So the way that I'm looking at this game is – oh, sorry, Drew, do you want to say something?
Yeah, no, I was just saying because you just said somebody got suspended, and you know these teams a lot better than me, but a lot of times when there's a suspension, there's a change in the market in either totals or sidewise. That's where you can find an advantage, especially in these small conference games, just because the odds makers have so much to do, especially in March Madness. Which guy got suspended for which team? I missed that, Max.
So for North Florida, Noah Horschler, he's their defensive stud, leader of the team. He's their big man. He's their best rebounder. So this guy, he's been missing for the last 2 games. In those 2 games, the points in the paint, North Florida is -10. On second chance points, they're -9. And on bench points, they're -57. So this is a team that is missing this particular player. They were able to beat Liberty the first game without him, but a lot of teams missing their first player, missing a good player the first game, are able to play outside of their capabilities, which is what happened in my opinion. I think that Ivan Gandia Rosa and Garrett Sams are going to be needed exponentially tonight. This is a Noah Horschler team who combined to score 55 points in the 2 wins versus North Alabama this year. And missing him, I have to take North Alabama at +9. I'm going to also have to jump on them on the money line for half a unit also, because the way that this team played versus North Bama with their best player and now not having him, I just don't have the same confidence in them. And I think that this is just a mispriced line. This is just way too many points.
Yeah, I like I like the philosophy there. Max, what about this total of 145 and a half? Noah's a big guy, correct? And you said he's one of their best defenders. So would that make you look towards the over? Maybe North Florida kind of pushing it more with a smaller lineup, maybe a couple more possessions, shorter possessions, and North Alabama being able to crash the boards, maybe more offensive rebounds?
Well, I think that North Florida is definitely going to be playing a slower style of game, but they're going to be hoisting up a lot of threes. They're a team that if they're hitting threes, then it's really hard to keep this total under. But I think that they're going to have a little more trouble scoring against this North Bama defense tonight. And I think that they're going to play good enough defense that this is going to stay under the total. I'm already on the under. Pinnacle was playing some mind games with me earlier on this afternoon when they were really juicing the over to a number that was lower than what the market had already settled on. So that does give me a little bit of trepidation, but this being the third game, this being a game where you're not going to have a significant offensive scoring piece that is proven to be able to score against this North Bama defense, I have no choice but to get on it. I do worry about North Florida beating my money line ticket because this is a team that's 13-3 when leading at the half. They're 13-2 when leading with 5 minutes left. They're 1-13 when losing in the last 5 minutes. So if I can get a live play based on these three statistics, I definitely will try to hedge if I'm losing or winning, or just try to add. So for show purposes, I am on North Florida full game +9, and I've already posted on Twitter that I am on the full game under.
Okay, and just to make sure, that was North Alabama +9, right?
Yes, North Alabama. I may have just said North Florida. I apologize.
No, it happens, man. We got North Alabama, the Lions from Florence, Alabama. That's Northwest Alabama. A lot of pretty girls from Florence, Alabama. Side note, but we got Jimmy the Bag in the chat box. He had a lot to do with getting the show together. Appreciate you chiming in, Jimmy. We got Tomar still in here, buddy. Welcome in. DJ Big Boss. Max, do you know DJ Big Boss?
Of course I know DJ Big Boss. He is a fellow low bagger, a LA superstar. Come on, don't you know?
Oh, I know him. I know. I'm just making sure that you did as well. He seems like a really cool guy, real chill guy. He's a big DJ.
Oh, no, yeah, of course. If I could sing in my Twitter posts when I'm tailing his parlays, it'd be like, go DJ, that's my DJ, go DJ. So, yeah, I definitely know about DJ Big Boss.
All right, DJ Big Boss. And guys, follow Max on Twitter at MaxwellSmart420, myself at Drew Martin Bats. Over 200 people. Appreciate you guys joining us. First day of the show, SBR Madness for March. We'll be here every day, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific time, breaking down as much college basketball as possible, breaking down all the games in the A-Sun today. Also hit the 3 big games tonight in college basketball, the ACC and Big 12 games there. Max, we got one more A-Sun game left, the 4-5 matchup. I'm pretty sure I know which way you're looking here, going by the swag you're sporting. NJIT at Florida Gulf Coast, -3.5 on SBR odds right now. That's Florida Gulf Coast laying at home. 133 the total, Max. Have at it, man.
Well, I'm already on the over in this game. I got no problem putting that out. I think that both these teams played very low scoring games. I just think that the way that NGIT's defense has been leaky as a freaking hole in a boat, I think that there will be points that get scored tonight. So I'm on the over. It's not a popular pick, but sometimes these things just work out in a guy who supports local strippers' ways. And I think that tonight on that total, I think I will be able to support and buy some chicken tenders with honey from Popeyes. I think that this Florida Gulf Coast team, you have to be aware, they're 9-4 to close the season, definitely playing their best ball of the year. They did beat Lipscomb at home as a 10-point dog. That was a very nice win, playing one of the best newcomers to the A-Sun in Casimir, the Iona transfer. He's definitely stepped up and taken this team by the reins. He's always willing to put up a shot. He has ice in his motherfucking veins, I'll tell you that. But the most impressive part of Florida Gulf Coast has been the emergence of Zach Scott. I think that tonight the key for this is going to be the non-basketball factors. Is can Florida Gulf Coast pack this motherfucking gym? Can they get loud? Can they bring the ruckus? Because this is a bad ATS number for Florida Gulf Coast. They're 1-3 when the number's between 3 and 4.5 points as a favorite, and they're 2-5 ATS versus above 500 team. And NGIT, we know what they do on the road. NGIT, what do they do on the road? They're 12-5 ATS on the road, 12-4 ATS at night, 5-3 ATS versus teams below 500, and they're 3-0 ATS as a dog in this number range. So it's going to be real interesting. I do want to point out that the under is 4-11 when we're in this point range. I got some of these stats from covers.com, so shout out to covers.com. And Monique, I want to marry you. I love you, Monique. Get at me on Twitter. Follow me. You could just have my phone number if you want it. She is just fucking gorgeous and amazing capper. Getting back to that, why I think NGIT is going to have to definitely score the basketball tonight is because their defense has just been terrible lately. 45% from the field, 43% from three-point range. They're giving up 9 offensive rebounds a game. And this is just a weakness that can be exploited by any team. And I think that they really have to shore that up tonight. So this is an NGI team that has shown a propensity to be able to score on the road. They hit their free throws. They're getting to the line 21, 22 times a game. And they shoot 44% from the field. I think that they play better on the road. I think that they're able to cover this number tonight. I'm going to take Florida Gulf Coast on the first half, and I'm going to take NGIT on the full game.
Interesting, man. I never really do that as far as bet one team and then kind of plan it out that the other team comes back in the second half. You also brought up Florida Gulf Coast needing to pack out the stadium. Don't they have a pretty good home field advantage there in Fort Myers?
Yeah, they do. It's just that they also have a big visitor section. So I think that's the biggest thing for it right now. I think that the louder that this crowd is and the rowdier that the student section is, the better that it's going to be, the better it's going to work out. They need that kind of extra juice. They need that kind of pump up. All college basketball teams need it, especially when they're playing on their home court in a conference tournament or any kind of tournament.
Good stuff, Max. And I guess let's run to the big games a little bit, and then we can kind of open it up to the rest of the board. We got about 15 more minutes in the show. So guys, appreciate you tuning in. Please give us the like button. That helps us out. Also, if you could share on Facebook, retweet on Twitter that the show's out, trying to get the word out. Get the chat box live. Appreciate you guys helping out. We got 7 p.m. Eastern tip here in the ACC. Max, Virginia at Syracuse. Virginia laying 5.5 now, open 7. So some money coming in on Syracuse being at home, and total of 123.5. Little money towards the over, 2 ticks towards the over, opened up 221.5. I'll tell you, Max, I like Virginia here. I think that they're the more talented team. They can play defense with the best of them. They got shooters now. You know, Guy can really shoot at Kyle Guy. Also, they're just really offensively efficient. More so than years past. This Virginia team, I've already bet them. I'm looking to get on them more, especially if this line keeps dropping. But as far as tonight, I already got a full unit on Virginia over Syracuse. Do you have any opinion here in this ACC matchup? I think we lost Max for a little bit, but Max,
Oh, sorry,
if you're
I'm
on
back.
mute, chime in. Okay, no worries, man. Have at it.
Yeah, no, I'm taking Syracuse first half. I think that they can cover the number in the first half right now. I like it better at 3.5. I think that this team can match up and score against this Virginia defense. Listen, you pointed out a perfect reason why I'm already on the over 122.5 in this game is because Virginia is very efficient offensively this year, more efficiently than we've ever seen in past years. When you got a guy like Braxton Key coming off the bench who can really play defense, it allows your shooters like Kyle Guy, DeAndre Hunter, and Ty Jerome to really go at it. This team is shooting 48% from the field, 39% from three-point range, and 77% from the free throw line. This is a team that I not only want to back on totals when they post these this low, I like them full game. I know that I'm doing what I just did with the Florida Gulf Coast game, but I think that Syracuse is able to come out in the first half and play better than we're expecting. And I think that Virginia, being a pack line defense kind of team, is just going to be able to get stronger and stronger as the game goes on. This is a team that in the second half is winning and winning by a scoring margin of +8 and +10 overall when you factor in the scoring margin for Syracuse. I think that Virginia comes on strong in the second half and they really play more lockdown defense, but it's more I just think that Syracuse can't play a full 40 minutes with Virginia.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they're up against it talent-wise. I think Virginia, in my opinion, I think they're the number one team in the country, especially if Zion's not 100%. I mean, against all teams not named Duke, they're 25-0. So I like this Virginia team tonight. I got a unit on it. I got it -6. You can get 5.5 out there right now at some books on SBR. We got Texas Tech, Texas tonight as well, Max, in the Big 12. Looks like Texas Tech, really good defensive efficiency. Top 5, by some metrics, they're the number 1 defense in the country. Top 50 team, offensive efficient as well. So just a really good team all around. I think that they got a shot, Sweet 16, Elite 8, and beyond. This team can really do it. Texas, on the other hand, Roach out. Not too much in terms of pace change from Texas since he went out, but it's something to kind of continue to watch here. You might be able to find something as far as betting them under the total or over the total with that change. 7.5 now. It's Texas Tech laying at home. Another favorite here I like, Max. Haven't jumped on it as of now, but I'm looking towards Texas Tech. How would you look to bet this Texas State rivalry?
Oh, well, I'm liking Texas Tech here. And if you will give me 1 second. There we go. Texas Tech. That's what I'm talking about. This team has fucking developed, is finally playing the Chris Beard style of basketball that we've all been expecting, and it's looking good right now. Matt Mooney, the grad transfer, is finally playing the basketball we're expecting. He is dishing the ball out. He's scoring the basketball. He's shooting the ball a little bit better, and we're getting Tariq Owens. We're getting the beast. We're getting the fucking double-doubles from him. We're getting the multiple blocks. He's staying out of foul trouble. That's the shit that Jared Culver needs for this team to be successful. He cannot do it on his own. And if the Italian, Mr. David Moretti, wants to fucking step up and shoot the ball the way he has, this Texas Tech team is going to fucking take the Longhorns and fucking slip the cocksuit paddle into the prison hole and twist. Because with no Kerwin Roach, you're not going to get a 9 for 11, 26-point game from freaking Jace Fabris again. So give me Texas Tech on the first half and full game.
Texas Tech, first half and full game. Max, for anybody that's new out there, do you mind just kind of defining what cock soup is?
Well, there are a couple different definitions out there, but the definition I go by is the most vulgar one. It's the losing tickets that your bookie has to cash for you. So you take those losing tickets from your bookie, you put it into a freaking bowl, into a mixing bowl, you piss on the tickets, you get a little bit of freaking fluids on it. You know what I'm talking about. Not going to get too vulgar right now in the first show, but you get some of that spewed onto the tickets. You take a muddler like you'd muddle a cocktail, like you're muddling mint in a mojito, and you muddle it. Then you take a strainer. You strain those losing tickets that have absorbed the fluid. And then you take maybe a cock soup syringe and you sneak up on your bookie and you stick it in his neck.
Thank you for the visual, man. That's just wonderful that you went through all of that thought process and everything just to get back at him. I love it, Max. Thank you for explaining that live on air. 865-866, great transition into Kansas State, TCU, SBR odds showing 132.5 or 133 the total, -1.5, Kansas State on the road. TCU, Max, bunch of injuries, very volatile team in my opinion. A tough team to bet, just what team's going to show up. They have had some good wins, also a bunch of losses. Kansas State, D. Wade, heavy reliance on him. He came back, looked healthy, won a bunch of games. Then against Kansas, maybe he just had a bad game. Maybe he wasn't healthy. Not sure. They haven't had a win since then. So Kansas State's a tough bet for me as well. This game, I see a lot of volatility, tough one to read. If you made me bet it, I'd be on Kansas State, lay the short number. However, haven't touched it yet. What do you think of this Big 12 matchup?
Yeah, it's either Kansas State or nothing for me. This is a team that I think that has Elite Eight potential. This TCU team, I think, is definitely going to be very hungry and desperate for a win. It does remind me of the Florida LSU game. I just think that Kansas State, the level of defense that they're going to be able to play when they're only allowing 59.8 points per game is just a defense that I just can't go against. I think that they can score against this TCU defense. I think that they can also shut down Desmond Bain. I think that they can avoid getting fucking put on SportsCenter highlight reel with Alex Robinson's no-look passes for a pretty basket. The way that this Kansas State team shoots the three ball at 37% gives me pride and joy, and they hit above 70% from the line, so it's a team that I can depend on. I think that the key for K-State tonight is just to force turnovers. This is a TCU team that can be sloppy with the ball sometimes. They're committing 15 turnovers a game. I think that K-State and the style of defense that they play and the slow, deliberate half-court offense will only benefit them when it comes to pace and controlling it. So I'm taking K-State. That's really all I have on it. I've watched both these teams a ton, and when you see TCU play like that at West Virginia, even though West Virginia had the game of their year, I think that K-State is going to surprise us tonight, and this number is just going to be a little small.
Yeah, a little small, a little short there. I agree. Also, West Virginia, I mean, it's a team that definitely hasn't quit, so it's a tough team to get a read off of as far as results against them. Tara Nicole laughing, a couple definitions on cock soup, absolutely. Guys really loving that explanation. Max, that was awesome, man. Thank you for explaining cock soup. Everybody in here, Jewish sex learner. Yes, love the name. You're back, man. Mississippi kid, what's up? Long time. Good to see you. Everybody else, James Wilson, Mikey D, welcome in. Max, where do you want to go from here, man? We hit the big games. We hit the A-Sun. We got, I guess, a couple minutes left. We can fill. Anything you wanna throw out there?
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about this Southern Utah-Montana State game. So we got Harold Frey, who's coming off a 30-point game when he went 10 for 19 from the field, and he's really overshadowed Tyler Hall this year. Tyler Hall came into the season as the top dog, but you've really seen his shot load really defer over to Harold, and it's worked out great for bettors. And this Harold Frey kid, he's a good old little European guy. He's stingy on defense. He knows how to freaking get into your pocket and rob you. You got to watch out for him. So I think guys like Cameron Aluatin. Sorry, I butcher a lot of fucking names. It's the Canadian thing. We don't know how to pronunciate properly. And I think that guys like Dre Marin and Harrison Butler are going to have to be on their toes. I think that this Montana State team needs to be aware that they have to remember they beat Southern Utah by 30 points. They beat them close to Christmas. It was a 92-62 game. Montana State won as a 5.5-point dog. And the fact was, Montana State was just lethal from 13 3-point shots, and only 6 turnovers. So that's a team that you automatically want to back, but you have to be aware that they lost by 30. They didn't forget that they lost by 30. It may have happened in December. So I'm a little worried about getting on the side in this game. So I'm going to hold off for now as it is a later game. But I will say I am on the under. I don't think that these guys are going to shoot the 3 ball as well or as much in volume against each other. And I think that defense will prevail. And I think that at a 157 or a 156.5, this is just too big a number for me. So.
No, that makes a lot of sense, Max. And a couple guys in here asking what plays you're on, what plays we're on as far as top 3, top 1. What's the max bet? I don't know what you want to do. Do you just want to throw out one bet? You know, I'm not as much of a volume guy as you are. I got one bet that I like, especially from what you said as well. It got me on it. I'm going to bet it personally right now and throw it out as the best bet. But what do you want to do as far as best bets for each show going forward?
Yeah, I think that we should just do one best bet each, and then we'll just leave it at that. Because if we start throwing out 3 or 4 best bets, I think that could get a little out of hand. And everyone knows that on my YouTube channel, I always try and do top 4 leans. So I think that 4 top leans, one play of the day from you and I on this show, I think that would be enough.
I'm with you, man. And I'm going to go to game number 15. You touched on it, the A-Sun. I love it with the injury, the change. And North Alabama, they've been able to step up from D3, like you said, with young guys, taking the +9. All the 9.5s have been knocked out, I believe. So I'm going to have to go +9. Can get it at pretty much -110 across the board. So I'll take +9 North Alabama at BetOnline, Max. What's your best bet, bro?
My best bet's going to be this Montana State under. I just don't think you're going to see Montana State put up 46 points in both halves versus Southern Utah team. I think the Southern Utah team is going to contain them scoring wise. I think that this game has to stay under. So seeing that it was at a 152 in the first game and then moving it up to 157.5 and then seeing the number move in favor of the under, I think that I'm on the right side there. So my best bet of our first show, Drew and I, SBR Madness. Thank you, SBR. You are fantastic. I'm taking that as my best bet. Montana State under, full game.
Montana State under for the full game, and seeing that at 158 is the high water mark at BetOnline. Does that sound right?
That works for me.
Okay. Montana State under 158 for Max. I'm on North Alabama +9. We'll use BetOnline for both of those. Thank you to Sophie Gutierrez, Zach Jones, Jimmy the Bag, everybody that set this up. Rafa producing it. Larry, if he's there as well. Freddie was in the chat box. Appreciate you, Freddie. Max, what else do you want to say before we shut this down, man?
Well, I just want to say my normal spiel. Listen, we're here to work together. We're a familia. So let's work together. Let's support each other. Let's help each other win. That's what we're here to do. We're going to give you premium plays. We're going to give you free plays. We're going to give you volume plays. And when you guys win on these bets, please do me a favor. Take your winnings to your local strip clubs. Take your winnings to your local Popeyes. Buy armfuls of chicken tenders and lots of packages of honey. Take it over to strip clubs and support local strippers. They need us. They only make $150,000 or more a year. They have expensive lifestyles. Let's support them.
Let's support your local strippers. I'm on board for that, Max. Happy hours, late night ventures to the strip club, whatever you got. Bring your girl, bring your guy, do whatever. Bring your guys, do whatever there. Max, great show, man. Follow Max on Twitter at MaxwellSmart420. Also, thank you to Siani as well, Sophie, Zach, Jimmy, SBR in general for the show. Everybody in the chat box, Ray, Jack, Rusty, Bob, Jewish sex learner, the big guy, Bubba. What's up, guys? Thank you for chiming in. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific, breaking down the small conferences, also any big games, watch and wins on TV as well for tomorrow. So 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. See you there. Thanks for tuning in. For Max, I'm Drew. Best of luck with your bets.